Hello, Durud and Shalom. Let me see if this is working properly. 1 second. Nope, that's not the right mic. There we go. Okay. Hello, Durud and Shalom. Everything is working properly. Guys, make sure you like the stream because all my predictions are coming true. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Let me see if we're live on YouTube as well. Everything is working here. Yep, everything is working. All right, great. I mean, well, it's not, I don't know if it's fantastic or not, but I told you so. I told you so. This is everything I'm going to cover today goes completely and is completely in line with everything we talked about on our previous stream. Let me see who's on our YouTube stream. Amir is here. Comrade Shifty is here. Sasha is here. Okay, fantastic. Hello. All right, guys, let's just jump right into it because we have a lot to cover.
Israel is backing 4 Palestinian militia groups to fight Hamas.
Let me actually fix the mic setting here to... There we go. That's much better. Hold on. Let's go back to this.
Israel is backing 4 Palestinian militia groups to fight.
I don't know if this is covering this audio voice meter. Hold on. Let me actually fix the audio here.
Hamas in Gaza, and Sky News has verified it.
Okay, let's go back from the beginning. All right,
Israel is backing 4 Palestinian militia groups to fight Hamas in Gaza, and Sky News has verified it. Here's what we know. This is one of the new groups. Sky News has obtained footage of them, which we've used to reveal their location for the first time. Their leader told Sky News that all 4 groups are part of a coordinated project to remove Hamas from power, regardless of the ceasefire. Under the terms of the ceasefire, Israel has withdrawn its troops to the area east of this yellow line. All 4 militias are operating within this area. And these are the men that lead them. One of these men, Hossam al-Astal, told Sky News that the 4 militias are part of a joint project to remove Hamas from power, a project he repeatedly called the New Gaza.
صحيح في اتفاق.
So you're saying Sahih. Yes, that's right. There's an agreement.
لانه بحكي لك احنا اليوم بشكل رسمي احنا مش ميليشيات زي ما هم بيحكوا.
Hold on, let me actually go back. So who is this leader? Counterterrorism strike force, Hossam al-Astal. You're saying yes, that's right. There's an agreement.
في اتفاق.
As I've said, we are not militias.
لانه بحكي لك احنا اليوم بشكل رسمي احنا مش ميليشيات زي ما هم بيحكوا او عصابات
or mercenaries
او مرتزقه. احنا اليوم بشكل
we have an official project.
رسمي. احنا مشروعنا كل
me Abu Shabab.
انا ابو شباب حلس المنسي كله احنا مشروعنا غزه الجديد.
Okay, and then Al-Masi, we are all of the new Gaza. Halas and Al-Mansi, we are all for the new Gaza. Who are these people? By the way, people on X who are listening to me, can you write in the comments if you hear the video that I'm playing?
وفي القريب العاجل بس تتم السيطرة الكاملة.
Soon we will achieve full control over the Gaza Strip. Who are these people? Do they have that much power?
شرع قطاع غزة حيكون طبعا إدارة
and will gather under one umbrella.
كاملة لهذا المكان تحت كلنا حنكون تحت مسمى واحد.
Al-Astal's headquarters are situated on a military road that runs along the yellow line, less than 700 meters from the nearest IDF outpost.
أنا قاعد
I'm hearing the sound of tanks. Wait, do they have the support of Israel? So I hear this. I hear the sound of tanks while I'm speaking. Perhaps they're out on patrol or something.
ما في عندنا سمع الجيش يعني ممكن طلع.
But I'm not.
عندويات إشي.
They IDF don't engage us, and we don't engage them. Guys, there are forces in Gaza that is fighting to take over Gaza, and the IDF does not consider them enemy. I don't know how powerful these people are. What do you guys think about this in the chat? Let me know what you guys think.
احنا ما لنا فيهم.
You guys are saying yes, big names. Somebody saying I don't know. Comrade Shifty saying same shit, different toilet. Well, I don't know. They do seem to have IDF backing. Gene is here saying hey. Saying yep, there's their family clan system holds half of Gaza. And what are they? He's speaking as if he doesn't have any problem with the IDF.
الحين في جيش بس احنا يعني في منطقة.
We've agreed. Wait, is he speaking from Gaza right now? He's saying we agreed through the coordinator that
احنا خلاص متفق.
this is a green zone not to be targeted by shelling or gunfire. That is crazy. So they're in agreement with IDF and they're anti-Hamas. This is actually, and guys, so Gene, how you're saying that they hold half of Gaza? What do you mean by hold? Do they actually have that much power?
عليها من خلال المنسق انه هي خضراء ما في عندنا يعني.
Footage shared with Sky News shows members of the militia armed with Kalashnikov rifles.
Well, right now when the video is playing, do you guys and on X, do you guys hear it? Let me actually see if Mary, I could make Mary a speaker so that maybe she could tell me if she could hear the audio of the video that I'm playing because I'm reviewing a video. Because let me see if I could voice meter. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me see if I play it's going to play in
احنا خلاص متفق عليها من خلال المنسق انه هي خضراء ما في عندنا يعني.
Footage shared with Sky News shows members of the militia armed with Kalashnikov rifles. One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially.
Whoa! Guys, these guys are being equipped by Israel? So what do you guys think? Do we trust these people? What is their agenda?
Footage shared with Sky News shows members of the militia armed with Kalashnikov rifles. One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially scratched out.
احنا بنشتريها منهم بنعرفهم وكثير اشترينا من.
Hey, Mary on X, do you hear the video that I'm playing? Do you hear it when I'm playing the video? I just want to see if the audio is going through. Oh, she's not opening her mic. Okay. Wait, hold on. X is muted for me. Unmute. Okay, speak again. Sorry that you were muted for me. Mary?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. When I play this video from Sky News, do you hear it? Is it playing for you?
And let it play.
Play? Okay. Hold on.
Kalashnikov rifles. One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially scratched out.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, let me actually try something else. What about now?
احنا بنشتريها منهم بنعرفهم وكثير اشترينا من سلاح حماس نفسه.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. Communication cable. What about now?
هي بس السيارات اللي احنا بنجيبها من برا تسهيلات يعني في تسهيلات لحاجات
No.
No. Cable output. What about? Let me try this one.
يعني خلينا نقول لك الذخيره وحاجات زي هيك.
The group also receives weekly deliveries of everyday.
How about now? You hear it now?
كثير اشترينا من سلاح حماس.
I hear you, but anyone else?
Nothing else? Okay, so this is not
Nothing
really
else. No.
not working out for because I'm trying to play this on X as well, but it seems like it's not working. Communication. What about this one?
One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially scratched out.
احنا بنشتريها منهم بنعرفهم وكثير اشترينا من سلاح حماس نفسه. هي بس.
Okay, if it's not working, if you're not hearing it, then I guess I'm going to end this on X because it's not working for X because I was trying to play the video on X as well. Well, thank you for so I'm going to end the space then because I was trying to review a video, but it's not working. Anyways, I'm just going to continue this with YouTube then. Thank you, Mary. Let me just end the space. This didn't work out. Let me close. Let me delete this. All right, let's just continue with just YouTube then.
السيارات اللي احنا.
Here's those members of the militia armed with Kalashnikov rifles. One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially scratched out.
Wait. Guys, why did my camera go out? You guys can hear me, right?
احنا بنشتريها.
The picture shows members of the militia armed with Kalashnikov rifles. One of their vehicles appears to have Israeli writing on the side, which has been partially scratched out.
احنا بنشتريها منهم بنعرفهم وكثير اشترينا من سلاح حماس نفسه. هي بس السيارات اللي احنا بنجيبها من برا. تسهيلات يعني، في تسهيلات لحاجات يعني خلينا نقول لك الذخيره وحاجات زي هيك.
All right, so I should be reading this for you, right? So here,
which has been partially
what is
scratched out.
does he admit that it's getting equipment from Israelis or
احنا
not? Saying we already acquired large quantities of Hamas arms through the black
بنشتريها
market.
منهم، بنعرفهم، وكثير اشترينا من سلاح حماس نفسه.
Only vehicles are brought in from
هي بس
outside.
السيارات
Okay, so he's saying the weapons are, so they're not. He's admitting that they're getting vehicles from
اللي
Israel.
احنا بنجيبها من برا. تسهيلات يعني.
What we got from abroad are logistical supplies, like ammunition and the like. So he's admitting that they're getting it from Israel. Oh yeah, they captured a whole bunch of Hamas equipments themselves. So Gene is saying, yeah, I am optimistic. There's no decent force has any chance in Gaza. Okay, you are optimistic though.
في تسهيلات لحاجات يعني خلينا نقول لك الذخيره وحاجات زي هيك.
The group also receives weekly deliveries of everyday items needed to support civilians living at the camp, items in short supply in the rest of Gaza.
يعني تقريبا
We currently provide basic medical and education support to roughly 30 families. Guys, it's very interesting that any group in Gaza that wants to gain any power, they immediately start providing some food support and medical support and education support. That it seems like aid is a main leverage of power in Gaza. That is why the IDF has been trying in so many ways to try to find different ways to get aid into Gaza through the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation rather than through the UN, because the UN's reports, their own UN reports, suggest that the 90% of the aid that goes in through the UN routes gets into the hands of Hamas. And it seems like controlling the aid is the main way to gain control over Gaza. It's the main thing that gives you leverage. So because like when Hamas, for example, that's how, if you look at the history of Hamas, this is originally how they came into power to begin with. Like they were providing charity work, aid, food, education. I mean, education means brainwashing. And they basically embed themselves into the fabric of society through these ways. And then because people are dependent on all of these, that's how they gain power. And you could see that even if other military groups or other militias are trying to compete with Hamas, they also try to provide some sort of medical needs, education, food. You need to do that if you're going to compete with Hamas. And that's why IDF was so eager to try to find other ways to get the aid into the hands of people of Gaza, because if it's Hamas's control over Gaza is through the aid. Yeah.
حوالي تقريبا 30 عيلة. الأطفال صارت تعرف شو تفاح، شو موز، شو أكل.
Children know apples and bananas, food and drink, chips and so on. Okay. Chips and apples and bananas are leverages of power in Gaza.
شو شرب، شو شيبسي. بالعكس في المنطقة.
By contrast, in the other area, in the tents, you find kids aged 5, 10, or even 15 years old.
ثاني في الخيام الأطفال عمره 5 سنوات، 10 سنوات، 15 سنة، ما بيعرف غير التكية.
Knows nothing but surviving on little more than lentils and pasta. Okay, so see, like they're competing. He's saying the kids. Look at this. Look at the competition. He's saying, look, the kids in my area in Gaza are better off than the kids in the other area. You see how this is a competition? Like my kids have banana. My kids have chips and banana. Their kids don't have chips and banana. You see that, guys? Isn't that interesting? Like how chips and banana are levers of power.
يروح يجيب عدس، يجيب معكرون، هاي الأكل بأكلوه.
He says these supplies come in via weekly deliveries.
From Israel. Guys, Israel is giving this guy power over Hamas with chips and banana. That's how Gaza works. You wanna reduce the power of Hamas. You make sure that the kids that this guy is taking care of are well off in Gaza. This is how this is how this is how you win in battle.
He says these supplies come in via weekly deliveries. We can see this same truck in satellite imagery of the camp. The camp is strategically located along.
This guy needs to be. I mean, it seems like this guy needs to be protected. This guy seems to be this guy that is handing out chips to these kids. This guy could be on Hamas's next in hit list. Like, guys, this guy is being supplied by the IDF. How safe is this man in Gaza? Like, is he not like? Is he going to be in one of those videos where they stretch them out and start breaking their bones with like iron rods? Like, I'm scared for this guy now. Are you scared for this guy? I'm scared for this. I'm scared for this man's life.
يعرف غير التكيه ويروح يجيب عدس يجيب معكرونه هي الاكل باكلوه.
He says these supplies come in via weekly deliveries. We can see this same truck in satellite imagery of the camp. The camp is strategically located along a highly fortified military road that leads directly to the Kerem Shalom border crossing.
احنا بنروح بنجيب.
He's saying we got to bring supplies from Kerem Shalom and we can protect ourselves when we go there.
كرم ابو سالم وبنقدر نحمي نفسنا ان احنا يعني خلال.
We organize coordination, of course. You guys are saying in the chat, it looks like he knows the risk. Yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, you're saying, but I guess he knows how to protect himself. I hope so. I mean, how?
نروح نجيب هناك مع الجيش صح.
Yeah, with the military, this is correct. Oh, wait, so does he have the IDF protection?
Further south, sitting along the same route from the border, is the base of Gaza's most influential.
So, okay, so like, guys, are these the names that we need to remember, like, other than Hamas? So that guy was the Al-Astal. Okay, so these are the groups that are being supported by the IDF. Oh, I remember this guy, Abu Shabab. This is the guy that his brother was killed by Hamas or something like that, and he's out to take revenge.
Further south, sitting along the same route from the border, is the base of Gaza's most influential anti-Hamas militia, led by Yasser Abu Shabab. A senior commander in the militia told Sky News that they have between 500 and 700 fighters, and that Israel.
Oh my God, they have 700 fighters. That's in Gaza. That's significant.
Senior commander in the militia told Sky News that they have between 500 and 700 fighters, and that Israel was allowing them to smuggle in guns, cash, and vehicles. Sky News has also confirmed.
So the Abu Shabab guy is also this Abu Shabab guy. He's also not ideological. So I don't know about that Al-Astal guy. That he seemed not ideological. This Abu Shabab guy, he's in it for, if I remember correctly, he's in it for revenge. He's not in it for resistance movement or Islamic reasons. I think he's the one whose brother was killed by Hamas and he's out for revenge. Is that him? Yeah, Gina is saying these people are very significant. Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying he's a drug lord? Is he? I don't know. Okay, so both of these don't seem to care about Islam that much. Oh, they're both, Gina saying they're both mercenaries. Okay. Amir is saying Abu Shabab is in it for the lols. For the lols. Or Gina is saying this guy is in it for revenge and money. Okay, revenge and money. Okay, for the lols. Like, okay, let's go kill some Hamas for the lols. Okay, sure.
Influential anti-Hamas militia, led by Yasser Abu Shabab. A senior commander in the militia told Sky News that they have between 500 and 700 fighters, and that Israel was allowing them to smuggle in guns, cash, and vehicles.
By the way, you know how we used to say, like, oh my God, that doesn't seem like a good idea. You're now arming another group that is going to be a problem tomorrow. I was listening to a expert in these types of conflicts, and he says that this is the norm. Like, you cannot not do this. Like, everybody, it's naive to think that for somebody to come and suggest that you shouldn't be arming your enemies. Like it happens in every single conflict, such as this. Like you're like, oh, Israel shouldn't arm them because these might be Israel's future enemies. That is after I listened to that guy's analysis, and he seemed to be like an expert that has been studying all of these types of conflicts for so many years. He made me feel like that is such a simplistic and naive perspective, and you have to do it like this is the way. Like you have to arm the people who are fighting your main enemy. That's just how it's done. Like it is just how it's done. Everybody does it.
And that Israel was allowing
It works. Like somebody, yeah, exactly. It works.
commander in the militia told Sky News that they have between 500 and 700 fighters, and that Israel was allowing them to smuggle in guns, cash, and vehicles. Sky News has also confirmed that 2 other militias operating.
My God, there's so many. How could I remember all of you? There are 2 other militias. Am I supposed to take notes? Guys, somebody take notes for me. So who's this guy? Al-Mansi. My God, why they all look like badass? They all look like, mercenaries in Hollywood. He looks like they look exactly like how you would, except other than the first guy, who I already forgot his name. I remember the Al-Shabaab guy. This Al-Mansi guy, the Al-Shabaab guy and the Al-Mansi guy, they look exactly how mercenaries look in movies. Okay, they look, yeah.
And vehicles. Sky News has also confirmed that 2 other militias operating in the north of Gaza are receiving supplies from Israel.
Al-Mansi and Halas. Okay, Halas doesn't look that badass, but Al-Mansi looks badass. Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, we got our first super chat, guys. If we get 10 super chats, then I'm gonna chill with you guys and just respond to your comments at the end of the show. Thank you for the super chat. Shauna is saying that's how the Spanish took South America. They armed and they armed and intermarried rival groups. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Shana. Oh!
This video, filmed by a member of Ashraf al-Mansi's militia, shows a car loaded with supplies driving towards their base. Sky News confirmed that this road leads from an Israeli base or from the Erez border crossing with Israel.
Oh my God.
A member of the Halas militia, east of Gaza City, said that coordination with the IDF.
I wonder the areas that these people control, given that they're working with the IDF. I'm assuming that the kids in their areas are not being told that the Jews and Israel is evil. Given, are they? Is that like? Can we hope for that? Like like if you are allying with the IDF against Hamas, do the kids in your area, are they told that here's some food and some blessings from the Jews, or are you also brainwashing your kids against the Jews? Oh, Amir is saying, oh, they hate Israel. They do? I mean, they're working with the IDF.
A member of the Halas militia, east of Gaza.
Yeah, so you're saying, no, Armin, they still hate us to the core. Really? That first guy seemed okay. Like I'm trying to be optimistic here. Do they, all of them? Every single one of them? Temporary peace only? Okay, shit. Shit.
The city said that coordination with the IDF is done indirectly through the DCO, a body set up under the Oslo Peace Accords. The DCO is part of Israel's defense ministry, but it also includes officials from the Palestinian Authority, Palestine's international.
Wait, what? Why there's so many names? I'm getting the DCO, District Coordination Office. Okay, I'm gonna forget all of this.
A body set up under the Oslo Peace Accords.
Oh.
The DCO is part of Israel's defense ministry, but it also includes officials from the Palestinian Authority, Palestine's internationally recognized government based in the West Bank. This fits with what we were told by Al-Astal, by an Israeli soldier, and by a senior commander in Yasser Abu Shabab's militia, that coordination with the military is managed indirectly and that the Palestinian Authority plays a key role.
Oh my God. There's an Israeli institution under Israeli defense that is also run by the Palestinian Authority from the West Bank that is transferring aids to anti-Hamas groups in Gaza. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Somebody draw me a chart. The Palestinian authorities are involved? Did I get that right? There's an institution. Yeah, I think I got that right. Hold on. So this institution,
but it also includes officials' records. The DCO is part of
so the DCO, the District Coordination Office,
Israel's defense ministry, but
is under the Israel's defense ministry, but it's working with the Palestinian
it
Authority.
also includes officials from the Palestinian Authority, Palestine's internationally recognized government based in the West Bank. This fits with what we were told by Al-Astal, by an Israeli soldier, and by a senior commander in Yasser Abu Shabab's militia, that coordination with the military is managed indirectly and that the Palestinian Authority plays a key role.
Okay, guys, let's judge them based on their logo. Remember that other group, the Dormush, am I pronouncing right? The Dormush group, I don't know if they're going to have an appearance here because I think they're the main group. The Dormush group, they had a nice logo. They had I got sunshine and palm trees vibe from the logo. Remember that? We did that in the live stream. They had nothing Islamic in it. And it had a beach and it had some palm trees. It almost seemed like a resort logo. It was only missing a surfboard, right? That's the only thing that was missing. So it was weird because they're all wearing like militia masks and they had their logo was like a resort logo. But we couldn't, I mean, we were fine because they had nothing Islamic in it. Let's look at these people's logos and we see what is that? Is that the Kraken with a sword and a helmet? Is that the Kraken? What am I looking at, guys? Is that their logo? And okay, their logo is a big Kraken and a mini Kraken on the side. Who is this group? Maybe I should go look up their logo. It's so bizarre. It's the Kraken with the helmet and is holding 4 swords. hold on.
Indirectly, and that the Palestinian Authority plays a key role. 2 militia leaders, Rami Halas and Hossam al-Astal, claim to be current or former employees of the Palestinian Authority's security.
Guys, what is this group? I want to go find their logo and zoom in on it because it's so weird. I mean, it's great that it's not Islamic, but what the fuck is that? What is the fuck is that? Are they pirates? Yeah, in case they want to be pirates. Oh my god, what's this group again? I want to go look up their logo. I want to go look at their logo. Who's the? It seems like it's in a classroom. I see a blackboard behind there. It's a Chinese emperor. Guys, give me the name of this group. I want to go find their logo because that's bizarre. There, you can see there's 2 Krakens, the main one, and this is the sidekick right here down on the right. You see, there's a big one, and then there's a baby Kraken here. The big one has 4 swords. The baby Kraken has no swords in his hand on the right. It seems like the big Kraken is angry and it has a helmet on. And yeah, it's ready to fight. This is Halas. Let me see. Halas Group Gaza logo. Who picked this logo for them? No, I'm not showing. It's not showing up. No, this is not the image that shows up. I want to be in the meeting where they decided that this is their logo. Do you think they use AI for this? Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you. We got our second super chat. Guys, we're aiming for 10 super chats. Thank you. So our second super chat says, All sides are involved and playing a dirty intelligence game of effing each other. That's pretty much it. Okay. Does that explain the Kraken? The octopus? Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. That's what's happening. Yeah, pretty much.
services. Claim to be current or former employees of the Palestinian Authority's security services. The Palestinian Authority did not respond to Sky's questions, but has previously denied having any relationship to these militias.
واضح لا يسمح الآن
So he's saying the Palestinian Authority cannot allow itself to admit to having a direct relationship with us. Why?
أن تكون يعني بالاعتراف بأي شيء مباشر. بتعرف السلطة حتى في
I have people within my group who are still to this day employees of the Palestinian Authority. Then why then why are you giving him why are you why are you telling us then if they don't want to if they I mean you're working with them and they don't want to say and you're telling us
تكون يعني بالاعتراف بأي شيء مباشر. بتعرف السلطة حتى في
I have people within my group who are still to this day employees of the Palestinian Authority. Interesting, because I thought Hamas wiped out the Palestinian Authority around this
من
area.
المجموعة تبعي يعني ناس هم موظفين في السلطة لغاية اليوم.
Multiple sources told Sky News that the militias are also receiving support from outside powers.
فاليوم في دول عربية
Today, there are many Arab, European, and Western countries cooperating with us. Wow.
كتير ودول أوروبية ودول أجنبية غربية هي بتتعاون معنا بس بشكل يعني غير
But in an indirect way, or let's say secretly until things change. I mean, it's not very secretly anymore. You're basically you're telling us
مباشر أو خلينا
like, oh, they're secretly helping us. I don't know if they're going to continue secretly helping you if you're basically giving away the secret.
نقول السر شوية لغاية ما الأمور تستسب ولكن
This is weird. I don't know what's happening. There's so many different groups. Guys, we need to make a giant chart of all of these groups just to be able to make sense of everything. What do you guys think? Okay, so let's go to the next video. Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, thank you. We got a super chat saying, what food do you miss most from in home? I miss my mom's cooking. And I think that, well, my mom died, so I'm never going to get that ever again. I miss everything and anything that my mom cooked. Everything. So I don't miss korma sabzi. I miss my mom's korma sabzi. I don't miss zeresh polo. I miss my mom's zeresh polo. I don't miss fesenjun. I miss my mom's fesenjun. So everything that my mom cooked. That's what I miss. Oh, and Khoresh Badem Jun. Oh my God, she made the best. My mom made the best Khoresh Badem Jun. The best. Okay. So yeah, that one, especially that one. Oh, that's good. That's okay, guy. Okay. You guys are sweet. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, we got another super chat. Oh my God, we already got 4 super chats. That's amazing. Oh, Leslie, thank you. So let's read this one. It's saying, is this like the head of the octopus? Isn't that what they call the Muslim Brotherhood? Are they going to become their own octopus? Well, no, they call the Islamic. I don't know. The head of the octopus was something that Naftali Bennett said about the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic is all the tentacles, all these different proxies: Hamas, Hezbollah, Kataeb, Hashd al-Shabi, Zainabiyun, Fatimiyun, the Houthis. They're all different proxies of the Islamic Republic. So Naftali Bennett coined this term referring to the mullahs in Iran as the head of the octopus, and all of these being their tentacles. And I don't think this logo is referring to that. I mean, I'm sure it's not. Yeah. I don't know how they come up with that logo. I really do want to know. I'm actually curious. But yeah, that's something separate. All right, so let's watch this one.
Well, US Vice President JD Vance has branded a vote in Israel's parliament aimed at allowing the annexation of the West Bank a very stupid political stunt. Joining me live now is Israeli government spokesperson Shosh Bedrosian. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it, as always. What do you make of his comments?
Sure. So the Prime Minister's office, we actually put out a statement the other day saying that this was a Knesset vote, which was a deliberate political provocation by the opposition parties. While Vice President Vance was here in Israel specifically, we also know that Secretary of State Marco Rubio was also here. So this was a really important week for Israel as we continue into the ceasefire and this next phase, but also, of course, getting our released hostages out. But this was not initiated by the government. Instead, it was members, like I said, of the opposition party that introduced this and pushed these bills.
So members of the opposition party, why is Israel getting the entire blame for this? I mean, that was such a shitty thing for Vance to say. That was so, I don't understand. Like, somebody should have stopped him before he made a fool out of himself.
Absolutely. There's a few important points that you make there, and we'll get to the ceasefire more broadly and also Marco Rubio's visit as well. But I just want to get your thoughts on this, because is this...
Yeah, Marco Rubio is so much better. Marco Rubio's position on Israel and the Islamic Republic and the Iranian people is so good. Every time I've heard him speak, he was on point. On point. I'm sure if I dig, I will find something that maybe I disagree. But so far, he has been fantastic. He's such a good, and also Marco Rubio understands the politics of the Middle East so well. Like, sometimes he says stuff that I'm like, wow, this guy is really informed. Like, Marco Rubio's understanding of the geopolitics in the Middle East. If you add up Trump and Vance and who else, and Witkoff and Jared Kushner, all of them combined would not be a percentage, 1% of Marco Rubio's knowledge and understanding of the Middle East. Man, I hope he becomes the president of the United States one day. It would be so good for us. Yeah, he knows how to learn a topic, exactly. Yeah, and guys, don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream.
Exposing a deep divide within Israeli politics. That's important. I know that you mentioned there it is the opposition, but it's particularly differing views from the right-wing faction about the ceasefire. Are you concerned at all that that might jeopardise things moving forward?
No, look, this is a democratic country, the only democratic country inside of the Middle East. And people have different views, different oppositions to the government, of course. And this is a country that allows that. Like I said, this is democratic values that we stand on here in Israel. But no, and of course, there's optimism moving forward with this current plan that is on the table right now, and Israel continues to follow through.
Now, on
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand that Israel, like other democracies, has different people saying different things. Every time something comes out of Israel, people say like, oh, this is Israel's position. It's not Israel's position. It's some people's in Israel's position. Even within their politics, there are so many different parties with different opinions. It's not the position of Israel as a country. I mean, like, I've been to Israel. You talk to two Israelis, you get 5 different opinions. So we got a super chat saying, Iranians hate Islamists and want monarchies. Saudis hate the monarchy and want Islamists. Why does Islamic Republic support an Islamic revolution in Saudi Arabia? So let's actually go through all of this. Iranians, I mean, we don't want to generalize, but it's true that Iranians' hate for Islam as a whole, not just Islamists, has grown significantly in the past 40 years. And I would say that it's the most Islam-hating country in the world. I don't want to say every Iranian is like that, but compared to other countries, it's true. And when you say they want monarchy, I suspect that you're right about that, but we need to have a referendum to make sure that we could determine that. But my guess is that not all Iranians want monarchy, but I think more Iranians would choose monarchy over republic without a monarch once we have a referendum. So you're probably correct about that, but about most Iranians, not all Iranians. And you say Saudis hate the monarchy. Which Saudis? The younger generation or the older generation? Because there might be a difference between them. And I haven't seen the polls. So I'm not sure how you're saying Saudis hate the monarchy and want Islamists. Well, I haven't seen the polls. You might be correct about that, but I need to see the polls on that. I don't know if there is any polls, reliable polls on that, but you might be correct. I don't know. And then you say, why doesn't Islamic Republic support an Islamic revolution in Saudi Arabia? The Islamic Republic has supported an Islamic revolution in Saudi Arabia from its very beginning. They tried to do that. I remember the early days of the Islamic revolution in Iran. The Shia parts of Saudi Arabia, the Islamic Republic was broadcasting Arabic propaganda to them so that they do an uprising against Saudis, because the Shia parts of Saudi Arabia is also the oil-rich parts of Saudi Arabia. And that is actually the reason why Saudi Arabia is terrified of the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic's goal for Saudi Arabia is for it to export its Islamic revolution into Saudi Arabia. So that is actually the Islamic Republic's plan for Saudi Arabia. They tried it at the beginning, they failed. Their plan is to try again, but right now, and they actually sing about it many times. Like they do Rajas Khoni, which is this tradition that they have. One of it is about how one day the green flag of Saudi Arabia will have the name of Ali on it instead of the Shahadatain, which is bizarre because the Shahadatain is an Islamic thing that all Muslims should agree on. And there's a very powerful, strong song that supporters of the regime sing in Iran, and they brag about the day that they will bring down the Saudi flag, and they will have a green flag that will have the Ali's name on it. So they are trying. That is actually one of their greatest dreams. All right, so let's move on. Thank you for those questions.
Marco Rubio
continues to follow through.
Now, on Marco Rubio's visit, now he's left Israel, of course. He met with Benjamin Netanyahu. He says US officials are getting input on a possible UN resolution to essentially authorize a multinational force in Gaza. What do you make of this?
Multinational force in Gaza. Guys, what do you think this is going to look like? Are we going to see Egyptian soldiers and Indonesian soldiers in Gaza fighting Hamas? And like, how is that going to work out? That would be so interesting to see if that happens. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be great to see their performance compared to the IDF.
To essentially authorize a multinational force in Gaza. What do you make of this?
I mean, every time we had international forces in such places, they just didn't engage. They just stood by and they watched everything happen. That's the history. Like, it's the IDF that actually engages. But usually international forces, they just come and they're like, we're just here. We're like, and they see violations of everything in front of them. And they're just like, we're just present. We're not going to do anything.
To essentially authorize a multinational force in Gaza. What do you make of this?
Sure. So anything in terms of this international stabilization force that is clearly being discussed in the press right now, all of these details will be worked out. Of course, there are ongoing conversations right now in terms of the next phase of this plan that we are currently in right now. But let's bring us back to where we are right now, which is getting our remaining 13 deceased hostages out of Gaza. So of course, there are conversations that have continued to take place, specifically with Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio, who were here in Israel to speak with the Prime Minister about these conversations, about these details you've probably heard in the news. But we're here in this moment in terms of continuing to push and demand for the release of our 13 deceased hostages that are still.
So she didn't answer at all regarding what that's going to look like. She just basically answered a different question.
Still in Gaza right now. Remember that this plan at the beginning, Hamas committed to release all 48 of our hostages. So far, we have our 20 living hostages home, and we are still waiting for the release of our 13 deceased hostages in captivity. And we are waiting for Hamas to uphold their side of the agreement. But those conversations for the future consistently happen in full coordination between Israel and the United States. This is a really incredible partnership that continues to form and evolve in a very positive way between the United States.
Yeah, exactly. You're saying she has no idea. She's basically answering a different question because the answer is like, we have no fucking clue what is this going to look like and whether or not this is going to happen. I mean, it sounds like an impossible task, to be honest. Guys, nobody is better equipped and trained and knowledgeable than the IDF to deal with Gaza. What are you going? You're going to go bring like soldiers that have never done anything like this, that are not as trained as the IDF, and you're going to put them in front of Hamas? I mean, good luck with that. You're either going to fail more than the IDF, or if you succeed, you're going to kill more civilians in Gaza. It's basically it's basically between these two. Okay, either their soldiers will die more than the IDF soldiers, or they are going to kill more civilians more than the IDF, because it's a balance. It's a balancing act between these two. So the more you try to protect the civilians on the other side, the more of your soldiers will die. The more that you try to use strategies that your soldiers are safe, the more civilians from the other side will die, right? And the more experienced and powerful your army is, the more you could get away with reducing civilian casualties and also casualties from your soldiers, right? But it is a balancing act between these two. Whatever those numbers are, it is a balancing act between these two. So anything that comes in place of the IDF that wants to fight Hamas, I suspect that they're going to have more of their soldiers dying, and when they're fighting Hamas, they're going to be killing more civilians relative to the IDF. That's what I like. We'll see. I don't know. So look, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if this is going to happen, to be honest. Oh, we got 2 more super chats. Thank you, guys. We're going to get to our 10 super chats easy this way. So this one is saying it cannot be disclosed. It must be vague. Sorry. Oh, you don't have to be sorry. Okay. Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll just wait and see. And thank you for the super chat. Okay. So that means you have some information. Oh, but you have some information as part of the IDF. Okay. So Crypto Fanatic is saying 6 types of politicians in the USA: bought by Israel. Okay. Blackmailed by Israel, dual citizen of Israel, scared of Israel, killed by Israel, and Thomas Massey. Okay, obviously, wait, let me take my heart back because that's full of crap. That is obviously bullshit. Okay. Bought by Israel. Israel doesn't even have a lobby group in the United States. And it should. It's interesting that people say that because most other countries who have a really big relationship with the United States have lobby groups in the United States. I mean, the very first thing that you say, it shows that that's full of shit, because Israel is the only main ally of the United States that doesn't have a lobby in the United States to support politicians that are supporting Israel. So that is, you could tell how bullshit the rest is just by that first line. And killed by Israel. Yeah, okay. Make sure, and I'm sure Jews did 9/11 and USS Liberty was on purpose. All of that conspiracy bullshit. Killed by Israel. Sure. I mean, you making claims without evidence is easy. You could just list off a whole bunch of claims with zero evidence. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. It's worth nothing. Claims without evidence can be dismissed without evidence because they're worth nothing. But thank you for the super chat. Killed by Israel. Not a shred of evidence. You see how easy it is, guys, to just say bullshit without actually backing it with anything? It's easy. I could just say it. I could say anything I want, and I don't have to just If I don't have to support it with evidence or any arguments, I could just say it. And people, if you're anti-Jewish or anti-Israeli, you just believe it because it just fits your narrative. Shana gave us a more sane super chat saying Glenn Beck actually said some interesting things about the lobbies. Okay, maybe I'll go look into that. The lobbies that people usually refer to as AIPAC, which is American. Yeah, these are American Jews, so I don't know what the people are talking about. I mean, one criticism that we have for Israel is that why don't they have a powerful lobby group in the United States? They should. Why don't they? I mean, like China has, Russia has, Saudi Arabia has, Qatar has, Canada has, Germany has. Why the fuck doesn't Israel have? Like, Israel doesn't spend nearly as much for its image around the world, and it's the country that needs it the most. And it doesn't spend as much as other country, even though it should be. Israel relies on its image more than other country, and it spends a fraction of other countries. It's insane that Israel doesn't spend money trying to protect its image in other countries. It should be doing that. Okay, so let's continue.
And Israel.
And I mean, obviously, this agreement that is holding at the moment is extremely fragile, and that's not going unnoticed at the moment. What concerns do you have about? You spoke about those future conversations. What concerns do you have about that?
I think the only concerns right now is making sure that the agreement is upheld on all sides. Israel is doing our part. We are making sure that we're fulfilling exactly what we committed to at the beginning of this plan, but it needs to be reciprocated on the other side. I will continue to reiterate that the commitment was made by Hamas to release all 48 of our hostages, and we are still waiting for 13 deceased hostages. I can share with you that there is an Egyptian technical team right now inside of Gaza that is searching for the remains of our deceased hostages, because we've come to this point where Hamas has not turned over the remaining hostages they promised and committed to. And so we are just waiting for that to take place, and we're demanding for it to take place because it's a commitment that was made under this agreement. But like I said before, it is making sure that these additional conversations are taking place about the future, the soon future, the near future of this plan. And this is all in full coordination with the United States, the Trump administration, and Prime Minister Netanyahu welcomed all of President Trump's team to Israel to continue working on this plan together to get to the next phases.
Shosh Bedrozi, and
all right, guys, let's do an Al Jazeera video. What do you guys think? Let's see what the Qatari media thinks. Oh, by the way, let me actually do the Al Jazeera video and see how they're putting a spin on all of this. And then we go to the next video after that, okay?
Israeli attacks across Gaza are the latest threat to a fragile U.S. brokered ceasefire. Now,
oh my God, what?
Israeli attacks across Gaza are the latest threat to a fragile U.S. brokered ceasefire, now into its third week.
Oh my God, right at the beginning, look at the framing. Even though Hamas broke the terms of the ceasefire many times, now that Israel is responding, it blames Israel for responding to Hamas breaking the terms of the ceasefire. Holy shit. Like, I honestly thought it was going to take a couple of seconds before we see the like bullshit framing of this. But right off the bat, from the very first, how many seconds? Like the very first 5 seconds is bullshit. Holy fuck. Unbelievable. It didn't take them long at all. Like, what? Oh no, wait, we got a super chat saying, have you seen videos of Tommy Robinson in Israel? It's on my to watch list. I will watch them. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, I will should we watch them together? Do you guys want to watch them together? Maybe we should do a stream on it and watch. Let me know if you guys want to watch it together on our next stream. That might be a good topic. That might be a good thing to watch together. All right, so yeah, okay, people are saying yes, please. Okay, let's watch that together.
At least one.
But listen to this framing one more time. Hold on, this is crazy.
Israeli attacks across Gaza are the latest threat to a fragile U.S. brokered ceasefire, now into its third week. At least one Palestinian has been killed and several wounded.
Guys, 2 IDF soldiers were killed because the Hamas broke the ceasefire terms of agreement. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh, thank you. Amir saying, Armin, your voice sounds great. Well, thank you. What the fuck? Like, this is such dishonest framing of the, oh my god.
The latest attack happened in the Nusayrat camp, away from the area occupied by Israeli forces. One Palestinian was killed and 4 others injured. The military says it was targeting an individual planning to attack Israeli troops. Earlier, 3 Palestinians, including a child, were injured by Israeli fire near Rafah, in the south of the Strip.
Oh my god, these people are monsters. Like, they're nuts. They're framing it as if Israel just decided to come just like willy-nilly, like, all right, guys, let's just start shooting at these people.
Palestinian Red Crescent says another 2 people were wounded in an Israeli airstrike on a vehicle east of Khan Yunis. Israeli attacks have killed more than 90 people since the ceasefire took effect.
Wow. It's completely framing it in a way as if Israel has broken the ceasefire. Guys, there is no more. When Hamas breaks the ceasefire, there is no more ceasefire to break. The ceasefire should be considered gone. It's over.
Heavy machinery bearing Egyptian flags has rolled into Gaza to help find the bodies of the remaining 13 Israeli captives. Hamas has been calling for more equipment since the ceasefire began, saying some bodies.
Guys, we should be careful with Al Jazeera because they do copyright strikes. Maybe that was enough with Al Jazeera. Let's go to this next one. Al Jazeera is crazy with copyright strikes, so we have to actually be careful. Oh, by the way, before I go to the next video, guys, our community is growing. Look at this. We created this community called World Liberty Battle Camp, where it's basically a place that I created for us to just gather together and learn how to fight for liberty against her main enemies, which is the woke right, the woke left, Islamic tyranny, and communism. And let me put the link to it in the chat. It's also, the link is also in the description. Okay, look, we already grew to 61 people, and people are already chatting here and commenting and engaging. And we have our first, if you go to once you go into the community, I put the link in the chat. If you go to the calendar section, you can see our next event is coming very soon. Even on the first page, you can see our first event is happening in 25 hours. 25 hours from now, we will have our first meeting. So if you go to the calendar and then you click on the event, you can see our first event. This is our first live group meeting. It's like a Zoom call where everybody could come and speak or just watch. And our first call is going to be, this will be our first live group call for the World Liberty Battle Camp. Everyone is invited to join, talk, and share ideas. We'll discuss what kind of events, discussion, and projects we want to create next. This is your chance to help shape the direction of the battle camp from the ground up, okay? So come to the community and click on the calendar and check the event section, and then also participate in the discussions that we have on our homepage. Oh, we can see someone just asked to join, so I'm going to go accept them. But yeah, participate in our community. I'll put the link one more time in the chat, and then let's actually go to our next video. We did get a super chat by Comrade Shifty saying, "Go Bills, applaud Al Jazeera from hell." Okay, that was a good one. Thank you, Comrade Shifty. That was good. That was good. Okay, let's continue. Is this going to have any words in it, or is it just... Oh, okay. So this one doesn't have any talking. So we don't want to do Al Jazeera. Because Al Jazeera is probably going to...
Taking a live look over in...
Let's look at this one. Okay.
in Jerusalem and Israel, because we do want to pivot now as we follow along with the latest developments regarding the war between Israel and Hamas and the ceasefire that continues on there in Gaza. Earlier this week, we showcased as several U.S. leaders, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, were in Israel to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as Israeli President Isaac Herzog. They're there to reinforce the terms of the deal that is still ongoing in Gaza. At the same time, though, the Israeli government has been hosting several briefings throughout the week to provide their updates. One of them is happening now. Let's take a look.
It is Sunday, October 26th.
Wait. This I found something more interesting. Let's do this one. Trump said something about Hamas here.
I only come back to tell you that you were so well behaved. I couldn't believe it. You were so respectful and well behaved. I appreciate it. Okay? He's a great guy, actually. He's a great leader. They helped us a lot. And it was really nice that he came. We were just refueling and he came and said hello. It was very, very nice. Great man, actually. Great gentleman, too.
How did it go?
Great. I mean, we talked about peace. We have peace in the Middle East. That's what we have. Great peace.
Guys, we have peace in the Middle East. It's over. It's done. We have peace in the Middle East. Pack it up, guys. We have achieved all our goals. There is no more war in the Middle East. Everything is done.
In the Middle East, he thinks it's enduring. He's never seen anything like it. And he's very happy that I got involved. And he helped, and we had a lot of help. We have 59 countries. We have a lot of countries that are signed on. It's just, this should be an enduring peace.
What makes it different?
That everybody agrees. A year ago, it would have been very tough. I think the big thing was when we took out the nuclear power of Iran, when we took out that nuclear capability, which would have happened over the next month to 2 months. That made a whole big difference in the Middle East. It made it possible to do the deal.
Did you talk?
They are remaking it deeper somewhere else as we're speaking right now. The Islamic Republic right now has this other site deep in the mountains, much deeper underground, so deep, enriching uranium so deep that even US's bunker busters can't reach. The only way to stop this, guys, listen to me. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. The only way to make sure that the Islamic Republic does not become nuclear is to do a regime change. There is no other way. No matter how many times you bomb their nuclear facilities, they will just go deeper underground and they will find a way to go so deep and enrich in so many different places and hide it. Every time you attack, they learn from before and they figure out how to do enrichment uranium another time somewhere else where you cannot reach it. The only way to stop the Islamic Republic from becoming a nuclear power is to do regime change. There is absolutely, you will be dealing with this forever unless you do regime change in Iran. There is no other way. There's absolutely no other way.
With them about how the new security arrangement between the U.S. and Qatar
Yeah, I talked to them about it. We actually covered a lot of territory. It's working very well. It's all smooth. The U.S. doesn't have to get much involved. They're able to take care of the very substantial nations. And, we have Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. You have the three, and then you have many behind them, and even with them.
When will the...
I mean, if you look, Turkey's involved. Indonesia's involved. Jordan, Egypt. I mean, it's an amazing group of, and many others to side that are a little further away or not as close to the situation. Everybody's on board. It's pretty amazing.
When will
Press confidence that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold?
I think it'll hold, yeah. Oh, it's
Do
gonna
they
hold.
believe it will?
Well, if it doesn't hold, if it does hold, that would be Hamas. Hamas.
So look, he's so optimistic. He thinks it will hold, even though it's not holding. Trump, it's not holding. It has already.
Press confidence that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold.
He's saying, "Are you confident that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold?" I think he doesn't even consider. Trump, did you not see how wrong you were about your ceasefire between Ukraine and Putin? When people were asking Trump, what if they don't have peace between Ukraine and Russia. And Trump was like, "What do you mean? What if? Like, of course I'm gonna, of course, like it's me, I'm gonna make them stop fighting, right?" Like he was so confident about Ukraine and Russia, and now he's not so confident anymore. But now look, he's now very confident about regarding Gaza. Like you don't have Trump, you don't have a good record with predicting how you know how stable your ceasefires and your peace deals are.
Everybody's on board. It's pretty amazing.
When will they
Express
say that?
confidence that the ceasefire in Gaza would hold.
I think it'll hold, yeah. Oh,
I think it will hold. I think it will hold. But now he will say why, if it doesn't hold, what he was going to do. So let's actually listen to that. But before that, we got a super chat by Crypto Fanatic saying, "What if communists had won the 1979 Iranian Revolution? It wasn't an Iranian revolution. It was an Islam. It was a leftist Islamic revolution, and it was an anti-Iranian revolution." Okay. So you're saying, what if the communists had won the 1979 Iranian Revolution, formed the People's Republic of Iran, and the USA backed an Islamic insurgency? Okay, so if and the US backed an Islamic insurgency, the US kind of did back an Islamic insurgency. That's why we have the Islamic Republic. They already did that. So the Islamic Republic is the fruits of that to some extent. Not a lot, but to some extent, right? But yeah, so what will happen? We will go from a communist regime to another, to what we have right now. But if the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran was won by the communists instead of the mullahs, then Iran right now would be in a worse situation than it is right now. In a worse situation between a communist Iran and an between a communist government and an Islamic government. I think Iran would be in a much, much, much worse situation, even than it is today, if we went communist instead of Islamic. So let's continue with this.
Do they believe it will
well, if it doesn't hold, I mean, if it does hold, that would be Hamas. And Hamas will be not hard to take care of. It will be very quickly.
Really now? See, Trump think Hamas is going to be not very hard to take care of. Then why don't you do it then? Then go and take care of it. Then why are we allowing them to survive? They're like, oh, if they don't agree, if they don't disarm, if the ceasefire does not hold, we're just going to go quickly and just get rid of Hamas. Well, if Hamas is so easily removed, then just go in and remove them. You're telling me that it's so easy to remove the people who did October 7th and we're not doing it? Just do it then. But my suspicion is that Hamas's removal from Gaza, is as easy as how easy it was to bring peace between Ukraine and Russia, and how easy Trump think is to remove the Islamic Republic's nuclear capability. That's how easy it's going to be to remove Hamas from Gaza. Again, Trump doesn't have a good record. When he thinks things are going to be like that, it usually ends up being not so much like that.
But I hope it holds for Hamas too, because they gave us.
You hope it holds for Hamas? Like you're hoping that for their sake?
Hamas will be not hard to take care of. It will be very quickly. But I hope it holds for Hamas too, because they gave us their word on something. They said they took out.
Okay, guys, this is why Trump is so confident that the ceasefire would hold. Hamas gave Trump their word. They gave him his word, their word. I mean, is Hamas would Hamas ever lie? I mean, come on. Would Hamas ever lie to you? Not Hamas. I mean, they do genocide. They torture their own people. They rape and kill and torture Jews, children, for their own amusement, right? They push gays off of buildings. They kill their own mother if they have a slight hint that they might be cooperating with the Jews. But come on, they don't lie. Obviously, they're just such lovely, honest people. If you have, I mean, why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say so earlier? They gave you their word. Okay, guys, the peace will hold. The peace will hold. I didn't know Trump had such a powerful guarantee. This is what changed. This is for 3,000 years we didn't have peace in this region, but there's this such honest peace-loving group called Hamas just came Trump and said, like, we give you our word. And okay, first of all, how are you so in direct communication with terrorists that they're telling you that we give you our word?
Gang member for Hamas, not hard to take care of. It will be very quickly. But I hope it holds for Hamas too, because you know they gave us their word on something. They said they took out gang members. Well, I hope that's right. But
oh, okay, wow, Hamas, what? So people came to Trump and said, like, well, Hamas is killing fellow Gazans that they suspect that that is working with Israel or other groups that they are competing with. And Hamas came and told Trump, like, no, Trump, we're just taking out gang members. We're just policing Gaza. You know, like you guys in the US, you have gang problems, right? You take out your you take out your police and your military to deal with gangs. We're doing the same thing in Gaza. We're just taking we're just taking out gang members. Yeah. We're just policing. Like, oh, Trump, like, oh, okay. I hope, like, they just told me that they're taking out fellow gang members. Like, not fellow gang, I mean, actually, like gang members. Like, I hope that's right. I hope they're telling me that Trump is being played by Hamas. This is fucking crazy. What are you? Am I hearing this correctly? Look at this.
But I hope it holds for Hamas too, because you know they gave us their word on something. They said they took out gang members. Well, I hope that's right. But they gave us their word on something. So I think.
Guys, have you seen the videos? I cannot show you the videos. It's absolutely insane. When I was watching it, guys, I want to pretend like I'm a strong man, but my hands were fucking shaking when I was watching it. They were holding the people's legs and they were breaking every single bone, and the men that they were the act of torture, they were screaming in such pain. Those screams of pain is going to haunt me forever. And these are their fellow Gazans, right? They were going in public and torturing people in front of everybody, and the people were watching and cheering it as if this is entertainment. And they were just like, the guy was like begging to, like, it's absolutely insane. And this is not even Israeli, this was their own people. They were taking out their competition as soon as the IDF left. They were going around, and these are videos that you cannot watch on YouTube. I was watching it on X, and it's horrifying. I was like, I was watching it, and you know, you get tempted to call these people animals, but if you remember that animals actually don't do these things, and they're like other animals actually don't behave like this, right? This is very human, and it was so vile and it's so disgusting. And I remember watching it and thinking, there's absolutely zero hope for these people. Like, these people are something else. Like, they are something else. Like, how could you, like, the guy is like waiting for the most insane pain to feel, and you're just holding it and waiting for your body to just bring down that rod and just break every bone. Like, do you understand the amount of pain that you're putting this man through? And you're just doing it as if you're chopping wood. It's absolutely insane. Like, how could anybody just do that so casually? And I'm watching it, and I'm like, these people are fucking barbarians. Like, these people are barbarians. Like, there is no fixing this. There is zero hope for such a person. And then Trump was like, they report this to Trump, like, you know what they're doing in Gaza, Hamas? What they're doing in Gaza, as soon as the IDF pulled out, they're like, oh no, Hamas told me that they're just fighting gang members. Like, what does that even mean in Gaza? This is not America, where you have the government and then people and then some gangs that you need to. Everything is a gang. Like, what do you like? You're talking about other people who are resisting Hamas. Just because Hamas labeled them as gangs, now you're greenlighting Hamas to take out its competition. This is insanity. I don't understand this, man.
Keeps going to, and if it doesn't, then they'll have a very, very big problem.
When will the stabilize?
So what does Hamas have to do for Trump to agree that they broke the ceasefire? Because I want to see Trump, like Trump said, like, we're going to go in and take care of Hamas. I want to see you try. I want to see you do that. But what does Hamas have to do for Trump to be like, okay, because they killed IDF soldiers. They killed IDF soldiers. Were those gang members? Was that not a violation of the ceasefire? I'm pretty sure the IDF soldiers were not gang members. Was that not enough for you to be like, okay, the ceasefire terms have been broken, let's go kill a motherfucker? Like, was that not enough? What does Hamas have to do? Because if Israel responds to all of this bullshit, I'm sure Israel is going to be accused of violating the ceasefire. But what does Hamas have to do for you guys to be like, okay, this is a violation of the ceasefire? What do they have to do? I mean, they're doing everything they want, and everybody's like, oh my God, we wonder if Israel is going to allow the ceasefire to happen. Meanwhile, Hamas gets to do whatever it wants. Yeah, D is saying, is Trump watching Al Jazeera? Trump is your I mean, he's so maybe actually D is pretty close because he's getting his information from the Qataris. So it's basically the same source. So D, you're not far off.
Force be in place, or when you
Pretty
need it in
soon,
place?
pretty quickly.
Weeks,
So far,
months?
it's just, a period of time. You know, I don't want to give you. They're doing it right now. They're actually picking leaders right now. You're gonna have peace in the Middle East. This is real peace.
Rubio, look at that. Look at who's behind. Look at that. Rubio. You look at him. Rubio is just standing there watching. Can you can you come and be with the president? Come on, look at that. That guy. You see that guy standing behind Trump? He should have been the president. I think none of oh my God. I didn't notice Rubio was standing
Period
there.
of time. You know, I don't want to give you. They're doing it right now. They're actually picking leaders right now. You're gonna have peace in the
Marco. Yeah.
They're doing it right now. They're actually picking leaders right now. You're gonna have peace in the Middle East. This is real peace. It's never happened before. 3,000.
This has never happened before. You did it, Trump. You did it. At least wait for 5 minutes before you announce that you brought a peace to the Middle East, such in ways that we haven't seen for 3,000 years. Wait for 5 minutes to see if it holds before you announce such a. I mean, it doesn't hurt you, so why should he wait? It doesn't hurt him. It only makes him more popular.
Period of time. You know, I don't want to give you. They're doing it right now. They're actually picking leaders right now. You're gonna have peace in the Middle East. This is real peace. It's never happened before. 3,000 years, it's never happened. And great respect when he came to the airport, came onto the plane. That's never happened either. And he's.
Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Where is he? Hold on, let me see. Where is this talk? Somebody claimed to the plane, and that has never happened before. U.S. President says Hamas. Where is this? You're not going to tell me where he was visiting? When he's coming, Trump writes, okay, you're not going to explain to me where this was? Who came to the plane?
He's a highly respected man. Okay, any other questions? It's never happened. Respect when he came to the airport, came onto the plane. That's never happened either. And he's a highly respected man. Okay, any other questions?
Guys, does anybody know who's he talking about? Who came on the plane and this has never happened in history. Who came on your plane, and which was such a like? What, maybe mention his name. Let me see. Shauna is saying Rubio, blink twice if you're being held hostage by these terrible ideas. That's good, Shauna. That's very good. Oh my god. Chuck is saying the reporters have cornered him on the way to the toilet. He's talking about Amir of Qatar, I think. Oh, okay. You see, oh yeah, because I know Rubio just left Israel for Qatar, so I know Rubio was in Qatar. So maybe I don't know if I don't know how Trump went to Qatar and met him there, because I know after Vance went to Israel, then Rubio went to Israel, and then Rubio went from Israel to Qatar. So that's true. This might be in Qatar. So is he saying the Sheikh of Qatar just walked to his plane, and that has never happened in history? Is that what he's bragging about now?
Send peacekeeping troops into Gaza?
Yeah, they'll do it at the time they need them. And by the way, Israel will go in there very easily. You know that, right? So right there you have a country.
What?
By the way, Israel
into Gaza?
Okay, any other questions?
Can you ask you a bit more? Send peacekeeping troops into Gaza?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to send peacekeeping troops into Gaza?
They'll do it at the time they need them. And by the way, Israel will go in there very easily. You know that, right? So right there you have a country. But you have the Arab countries, or everybody, Muslim.
Yeah, Israel should be the only country. You don't need these Arab countries. They're not going to know what to do. Guys, they're going to be in the way. They're going to be in. Guys, let me tell you what's going to happen. Okay, listen to me. If you make an army of Egyptians and Indonesians and Emiratis and I don't know who else, and send them in Gaza, you know why that's going to be horrible? Because now Israel cannot do its job. Because if now Hamas shoots from Gaza towards IDF soldiers, if IDF wants to respond, now Hamas has, instead of the hostages, Hamas has like, go ahead and shoot. There are Egyptian soldiers in the middle of us. There are Indonesian soldiers here. Israel, what do you think are going to be the consequences of you accidentally shooting and killing an Indonesian soldier? So Hamas will have its leverage back. The 20 hostages are now going to be replaced by Indonesian, Turkish, Egyptian, Emirati soldiers that now Israel has to be careful not to kill. It's going to be a nightmare. They're not going to be able to do anything, and they're going to be in the way. So Hamas gets to do whatever the fuck it wants, and Israel can't even respond because there are Indonesian and Egyptian soldiers in every goddamn corner. They're just going to be there as human shields. That's what's going to happen. I mean, somebody's saying if they won't be in the way. The only way they won't be in the way is that if they're not engaging. So if they're not engaging, then they're useless. So yeah, it's just going to make it very difficult for Israel to respond.
Arab, Israeli, everybody's on board. It's been really an amazing thing. It's a great success, and it's going to be a long-lasting, hopefully everlasting, but long-lasting.
It didn't last for 5 minutes. You just watch the news. Watch something other than Qatari sources.
What have to do for you to reschedule your meeting?
What?
But long-lasting.
What will Russia have to do for you to reschedule your meeting with Putin?
I'm going to have to know that we're going to make a deal. I'm not going to be wasting my time.
Okay, they're moved to Russia, so I'm not going to do that. Guys, Prime Minister Netanyahu was asked how, so I think he was doing a Q&A and like on social media, and it seems like an Iranian asked, how can you help us in Iran? So let's listen to what Netanyahu said, because this is just happened, by the way. This is quite recent, okay? This is just from hours ago. So watch this.
You know, I have an enormous appreciation for the people of Iran. The Jewish people and the people of Persia They've had a long history of mutual respect and admiration. And you know, somebody got in the way and hijacked Iran. And it's going to end eventually. The people of Iran, I know, will take charge of their destiny again. And when that happens, you can visit us, we can visit you, and we'll cooperate as in ancient times and modern times. And it'll be great. It'll be great.
Guys, imagine if you guys could come to Iran and I'll go to Iran, and especially the Israelis in the chat, we go to Shiraz and I'll show you the places that I grew up. I grew up in Shiraz. I grew up my childhood in Shiraz. Do you want to, guys, when Iran becomes free, do you guys want to come to Iran with me and we go to Shiraz and I'll show you around where I grew up? That way, I mean, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but let's hope for that. Okay, let's have a group trip to Iran, and we could just have a. We'll see. You guys could come there. Yeah, we could make a tour, the Atheist Republic tour. Okay. So, oh, B, you want to go to B Satoon? Yeah, of course you can. Leslie, you could come to. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. And then we go to Takht Jamshid, or Persepolis, as you guys call it. And then in Shiraz, we go to Hafiz's burial ground. And yeah, that would be great. And Sadi. Yeah. And then we go to other places, like we go to places. We'll go to let's go to Esfahan. Oh, some shekels for the trip. Thank you. Thank you. That's gonna help. Thank you, Comrade Shifty. I appreciate the super chat. Okay. All right. Let me show you something else that I wanted to show you. Guys, remember how I told you where in Western countries, wherever Israelis gather and wave the flag of Israel, you don't have to wait long until somebody shows up with the lion and sun flag of Iran and joins them. Okay, so this video just came out and I just wanted to share it with you guys because it was so beautiful. So let's watch this together.
Shall we have another music break before I speak? Shall we have another music break before I speak?
I don't know, like this, just so the way she goes to her is so cute. I just like this so much. The way they hug each other. This is such a symbolic hug. Like one has the flag of Iran, the other one has the flag of Israel. I don't know. I just really love this video, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then Goldie shared a video that I wanted to share with you guys. This is from inside Iran, and so let's actually watch this. Look at this. This video. This has just recently happened in Iran. So watch that. This is in Iran. Oh my God! This is this a copyright? Okay, I think that's a copyrighted strong, so I cannot. I'm going to speak over it so I don't get copyright. Yeah, definitely copyrighted. Look, this is very busy. This is the streets of which city is this? Is this in Tehran? All right, so let's actually listen to Goldie's explanation of it. She's saying, to Westerners, this video looks like a normal everyday occurrence in town, but in occupied Iran. This is what civil disobedience looks like. Uncovered her, young people dancing, and Western music, all things that are banned by Sharia law. Don't be fooled by the pro-regime propagandists who will use the video to claim that Iran is free and no need to overthrow the Islamic Republic. Iran is still occupied by terrorist Islamic Republic. Iranians are being executed every day in the name of Islam for the crime of speaking out and wanting to live in a free and secular society. This is just a glimpse of the slow crumble of Islamic oppression on a society that yearns for freedom. Wow, that's very powerful. And then she says, expect to see more signs of civil disobedience as the regime continues to crumble and collapse, and expect to see more disinformation coming out claiming that Iran is already free by those who are trying to desperately to keep the Islamic Republic occupying Iranian power. Occupying your own power. Yes, that's good. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. And last thing I wanted to share with you guys is Mamdani. So Emily Schrader, let me actually retweet her. Emily Schrader. I also retweeted Goldie, by the way. Let me see. Did I retweeted her? Yes, I did already retweet her. Listen, okay. So Emily, look at this. Look at Mamdani. This was insane. Look at this.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Yeah, so it's interesting. He doesn't cry for the people who died in 9/11. It says, Emily saying, Mamdani thinks the true victims of 9/11 are Muslims. You can't make this up. So, like, there's so many people died on 9/11, and he's actually crying for Muslims, like, who are actually in New York, who seem to be the true victims of 9/11, which is absolutely insanity. Like, what the fuck? Amir saying, is he retarded? Seems like it, actually. Yeah. Oh yeah, the song that was playing in Iran in the streets was the song is Seven Nation Army. Yeah. And it's very heavily copyrighted, so it could have nuked the channel if I didn't keep pausing. But yes, that's good. That's good that you recognize it. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. All right, guys. So let me know at the end of the topic that we cover. Sometimes when I see some interesting posts on X, I want to come share it with you guys. Let me know if that's good. Like I showed you today, I showed you Bibi addressing the Iranian people and this beautiful hug between an Israeli and an Iranian with their flags behind their backs. And I showed you Goldie's tweet regarding what's happening in Iran. And then I showed you Emily's post. So if I see interesting things at the end of the stream, I'll just grab them and share it with you guys at the end of the stream, so you guys are up to date. Oh, Tora is here. Tora, did you join our community? Did you join our community? This is our community. Let me put the link one more time in the chat, because we're gonna have a group meeting in about 25 hours. Wait, actually, it's less than that. Guys, this is our community, World Liberty Battle Camp. Because Tora, you were looking for a community for us to hang around. This is what we made. So World Liberty Battle Camp is our new community. Look, 62 people joined already. What is this community? Guys, I put the link in the chat. The link is also in the description. Let me put it one more time, right? So let me tell you what this community is about. Here we learn how to fight for liberty against her main enemies, the woke right, the woke left, Islamic tyranny, and communism, right? So make sure you check it out. And then, guys, look at this. So people here are already having conversations and posting their opinions about things in the community tab. And then we have a classroom tab, which is empty, but I'm going to fill this up with some interesting information regarding classical liberal values, regarding Islamic tyranny and its history. And also maybe at some point we will also create some courses here, free courses, free. The community, joining the community is free. The courses will be free. And yeah, so we're gonna put some information so that we could have, so people who join the community will have the knowledge base to take when they're participating in the conversation. They could use the classroom so that the level of conversation becomes higher. But right now, if you go to the calendar section, you can see that we have our next event coming up in about 24 hours from now is our first event. Okay, and our events are like Zoom calls where everybody could basically just watch or say nothing, or but also they could open their mic and talk. And you can see that this is our first group event, and so we're training you to become soldiers, like soldiers, like not military soldiers, but soldiers in defending liberty, right? That's why we're calling it a battle camp, right? And so our first group meeting, which is happening in about 24 hours, if you go to the calendar, you will be able to find it. This is the topic of our first group meeting. It says, this will be our first live group call for the World Liberty Battle Camp. Everyone's invited to join, talk, and share ideas. We'll discuss what kind of events, discussions, and projects we want to create next. This is your chance to help shape the direction of the battle camp from the ground up. Okay, so basically the topic of the discussion is like listening to you guys and saying what you think about how we're going to build this community, the things that you want included, the things that you want us to focus on. Oh, look, somebody just requested a new person just requested to join. So we're going to be 63 as soon as I confirm this one. So yeah, come join the community and make sure you participate in some of our events. I'm going to try to have at some point daily events so that you get to join in some of them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, also respond to other people here when people are posting here. Keep everyone engaged. Participate in the conversations. Okay, this is I'm really happy to do this because I always wanted to do this where, like on YouTube, it's just me talking, you guys are listening. I wanted to create a place where we all could just talk together, like we're sitting in a room and we're talking together. So this is for that purpose. Okay, so yeah, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you recommend our channel, this channel, Atheist Republic, to your friends and your enemies. And what else? Oh yeah, hit the bell notification and leave a comment, advertise our channel, and yeah, that's all the things you need to do. And Amir saying Atheist Republic, the best channel for Middle East geopolitics and religion analysis. You're so kind, Amir. You're so kind. Amir, I saw you're in the group already, right? All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys again same time tomorrow. Okay? Say it with me. Amazrel Chai, Javid Shah. See you guys later.